Well, overall I think that's going to look real good. However, I do have to do some trimming. I want to leave this down here alone because it's real thin and I don't want to mess with it. And I have that sitting in place. It's perfect. This is good all the way across here. We're okay, but right here I got to trim this out just a hair bigger, and that line, and oops, sorry, get you out of the way here, and this line and that line, because it wants to all shift that direction because of that light switch down there. I was going to try 3M tape, but it's a little bit too thick, the type I have. The instructions just say adhesive. It doesn't say what kind. So I'm going to try, well, try it or not. I'm going to, got this spray on from Permatex Carpet and Headliner. Alright, we'll wait for 5 minutes. I'm going to move it from here though and get it in a clean spot to dry so it doesn't get stuck together. So while we're waiting for that to dry, I'll show you what I did here. I just used a Dremel tool with this angled grinder attachment. Got in here and cleaned all this up because what was happening is whatever this is made of, it was bubbling up from corrosion, and I didn't want those pockets to keep this surface from being flush. I got it down as flat as I can do with the tools that I have. I used this steel brush as well. Got into all the corners. Cleaned everything, blew it off with compressed air, and then alcohol to wipe everything down. So it's prepped, ready to go. All right, let's see if this works. If it fails, you'll be witness to it. I kind of want to start on this end down here because I think this is most critical. As we talked about before, it has such little surface area. Okay. So I'll continue pressing this and holding it, getting it in place, and I'll bring you back. Cleaning up the edges, although doing something round and staying round without a guide is pretty hard. But I'm overall pretty happy with that. Everything's down behind the chrome accents. Just notice this is real close. That could have been done a little better. May have to trim that. All right, a few details before I put this dash in. I cleaned all the part that gets buried. It was real dusty, so I got all that cleaned up. I even painted the shift indicator, just white paint there with a brush. And you do have to let your steering column down so that you can get the dash in and then put your steering column up so that the oh good grief, the indicator goes up into its little pocket. But anyway, I'm going to sit you on a tripod behind me and I'll let you see as much as you can anyway, see how this goes. Of course the light's in the way. Oh lordy. Oh. If I remember right, there's only 4 bolts that hold this in here. It's just the placement of it all that's gets to be a little tricky. Remembering, like for instance, does that sit behind there or in front? Oh, now I got the light out of the way. See, that's gonna come down. That's gonna come over. All right, I gotta get it. Look back behind here, see what's holding me up. Hey, good morning. I left you in the car, which was on the lift all night. Sorry about that. The goal today is to get everything put together, put the battery back in, see if it starts and everything works that I've connected with no fires. That'd be a good thing. All right, moment of truth. I think I have everything connected inside. as it should be. No big spark or anything there. Walk around. No smoke. And my test light ready for some checks here. First thing I want to do is see if it'll run or start. That gauge is wrong. The temperature gauge, which I kind of expected. I'll give it a few pumps here. Okay, good. So, shouldn't have changed anything in the ignition, so that's good. Got that running. Alright, what I've done is put a moving blanket over the dashboard because it's hard to tell if the panel lights are working or not. I replaced them all, fixed all the wiring. Get up in here and see if this works. The camera. I'll make it a little darker in here. The camera picking that up, but yep, they're working, so that's cool. That's what I was hoping for. Yep, cool. But the dash itself is looking pretty sharp. I got most everything installed. I obviously didn't finish the details, but I did get the ashtray reinstalled after painting everything and putting in a new cigarette lighter, so that should work too, hopefully. Alright, the dashboard I'm going to consider completed, although there's much more to do, as you can tell. My main concern was to get the bulk of it back in with the electrical connections on the back of the dashboard installed, and the 4 bolts that have it secured are in place. And I failed to show those because they're just really hard to get to, but the 4 bolts is right behind this metal, up underneath here, right there. My finger's on it, and then these 2 corners, the only one that's accessible is that one right there. And then there's another one back behind this corner. You'll have to just feel for them. But that's only 4 bolts holding the dash in. The hard part's all the connections and stuff to get to, and the speedometer cable. So, we're going to close this video out. I thank you again for hanging in there with me. I'll bring you back later on. We'll start testing things like the radio, HVAC control. I got to fix the temperature gauge there, and then we'll get the rest of this installed. And then some more beauty items like the inserts here. I want to now match what we have in the dash and the back inserts, which are not installed yet because I need to get to the convertible top motor there. It needs to be serviced, and I hope that's all. It's real weak. The top does go up and down, but it's real weak. So anyway, guys, thank you. Appreciate each and every one of you. I'll see you in the next video.